Okay, hey guys, how's it going? Well, I'm up on a ridge. I decided today there's a little trail I kind of wanted to explore down this. Can't really see. Hang on. There's a trail going up there, so I thought I'd explore it. And so I'm gonna be up on the ridge. This is looking into Lambang. This is looking into Chiang Mai provinces, right on the border. So anyway, I've been up here lots of times, and there's a camp spot along the way and stuff, and yeah, so it's gonna be all views like crazy, which is awesome. Let's flip it first. Hey, yeah. Okay, so it's gonna be just great views the whole time. But anyway, yeah, just a short hike, probably a couple hours at the most. But anyway, I'm gonna sort of check in as I go to so you can see what the trail's like. It's kind of a bit of let me switch this. Yeah, there's some pretty heavy clouds up there, but I can see that it's opening up over there, and it's opening up over there. Of course, the clouds are coming from the west, I guess, southwest-ish. It's hard to say. I have some rain protection with me, like an umbrella, really. The only thing is, the ride up here is incredibly steep, and it's just the thought of trying to get down it on a wet road is a little daunting. I guess I could probably do it and not die, but people do die. I don't know, there's been a few deaths this year on that road. Anyway, no, I don't want to be all too morbid about it. Anyway, but check this out. One of my favorite views here. Great place to see the sunrise at a certain time of year, actually. But the sun's rising over that way now, so I'll have to wait a bit longer until the sun comes down again before we come up for sunrise in the morning. Okay, check in later. Okay, we're climbing up. Have a look at these deep troughs here. Oh, there's a good view here. They're really deep. Don't know if you can tell. They're probably as deep as I am tall. And sorry, I'm breathing heavy. This is kind of the trail that goes up kind of to a height, you know. Let's bring this down a bit. Kind of brings up to a height of land, and I think that this was kind of a road that they could, you know, oh, it's getting sunny, that's nice. Kind of a road, because there was some reforestation going on down the ridgeways. Yeah, one thing I just love, look at these trees. Awesome. One thing I really love about coming up here, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love being here, I never want to leave, but there's a smell here that reminds me of being in the Rockies. I've been up in northern Ontario, especially Killarney, which was kind of a big stomping ground for me. But there's lots of pine trees up here. So there's this, let me switch. Oh yeah, so there's this smell of the pine trees that come washing over me. Let's get some distance here. I haven't got the stick going right now. Yeah, so incredible memory trigger for me. And the smell of pines and spruces and firs and cedars. You know, beautiful. Anyway, it's one nice thing about coming up here. Alright. One thing that's really wild, not wild, but understandable, but you know, every time I come along this trail, of course it's at a different time of year. You know, this may be the first time I've come up in June, I'm not sure, to this part anyway, but it really looks different, you know. Let's drop the exposure down. Yeah, it really has a different look to it. You can see certain grasses and plants are coming up that maybe weren't there, and it looks a little bit like some of the park guys might have come in and weed whackered the place too. You know what I mean? Feels a little bit more open than before, but That's hard to say for sure. Ooh. See, there's certain things that I'm seeing that, like that tree, for instance. Well, it looks like a pretty old tree, but yeah. Anyway, the grasses and stuff might have been too high before for me to see it. Anyway, you can see the pine trees in there, and kind of coming up to a height. And this other trail I want to scoot along is coming up pretty soon too. Yeah, here's this is the turnip. This is the turnip. This is the, I think this is the trail that I would take. This is a trail that I can take all the way down the ridge down to my place, and this is where that connects in, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, so nice. I feel like, I gotta come up here and camp again soon. Bit tricky during the rainy season. It's high, thunder, lightning, etc. Pick a good night, it'd be gorgeous. It's actually quite cool here. I know we're in the tropics, but I'm sure it's like 20 degrees right now. Okay, continuing on. Look at this. Oh yeah. These pines have huge needles on them. And the pine cones. My cousins and I, my brother and sister used to like throw pine cones at each other and have fights at my grandparents'. But anyway, they were always getting in trouble for it. Anyway, yeah, so I thought I'd do a little walking, videoing while walking. That can be pretty fun. I can't really look at the screen. I gotta keep an eye on things on the ground and stuff. But give you a sense of where we are. Sorry, it's a little bumpy because I'm walking. I don't usually do that stabilized thing. Might have a bit of wind coming up. Now here's some really high grasses and stuff. This is how that other part was more like, I think. On my first walk, this is the section that I saw a snake on the trail, and pretty big one, I thought, like a meter long. I guess there are bigger ones, but yeah, so I just nudged it with my stick and scooted it away. No harm, no foul, as they say. We continue to live in our own peace. Lovely. Looking out into Chiang Mai there. There was a heavy cloud coming in. Oof. Very changeable weather right now, see? Yeah, the wind's picking up, heavy clouds coming in. Might have to scoot down to a lower level and sit it out if something heavy comes in. Anyway, I think we're coming up to where that trail branches off, so I'll sign off now and check in later. Wow, check this out. Oh, is it nice? Opens up to a nice view here. So this trail has been, oh geez, it feels like it hasn't been walked in years, but that's not necessarily the case, but it certainly hasn't been cleared in years, so I had to clear out some of that just to get through. Mostly so I can see the ground, you know, I just want to make sure I don't step on a snake or something. I know I sound a little paranoid about snakes, but it's mostly because probably mostly because I didn't grow up with poisonous snakes around me, so I'm probably a little bit more cautious than necessary, but never hurts to be more cautious than you need, I reckon. Anyway, you see those clouds, eh? Those look pretty heavy. So I might just go to the end of this little cut roadie trail thing, that's it there. Doesn't look like a road much, but anyway, so I'll do that and then probably head back, but we'll see. Aha, the plot thickens. You can see that cut. Let's see, where are we? Okay, that cut on the edge of the hill right there, that's what this trail is, kind of a road. Pretty sure the place that I camp would be just up through here. Probably see this great rock that I like to sit on from here. It's interesting because you can't see this trail from up there, but you do look upon this beautiful valley though. Oh, I've spent a lot of time up here. You know, I talked to, let's switch it. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, I talked to my friend Su Chang about, he's like my big fan on the videos. I was saying to him today that part of the reason I do these in the first place is for him, because I know he watches them and likes them. Anyway, hi Su Chang. Yeah, so when I say things like, oh, you know, and it's you know, I don't mean, I kind of mean it literally and for fun, but I say, oh yeah, when the world starts crumbling, I'm just going to go up on the ridge and just watch it crumble before my feet. And this is kind of when I envision that, this is where I'm sitting, right up here. Let's switch it again. Yeah, so this is where I'm sitting. Of course, I wouldn't see much of the world crumbling from here. It's mostly, at nighttime you can actually see some lights, I think, in this direction, like in the Chiang Mai, Sangkampeng area. But you know, it feels like, oh, you're just out in the middle of the woods, which you are, with lots of mountains, total beauty and awesomeness. Let's lighten that up a bit. Yeah, so this is where I am when I say that sort of thing. Actually, you know what I do? I'm doing a lot of walking ones. So I haven't talked about climbing at all. How do you like that, eh? Why don't I do a little walking one here? See what comes up. Yeah, and you can see here, these are the trees that were planted, eh? And you can see that they're not doing too well. Some are doing okay, but I'd say the majority of them, like the tops are green, but there's a lot of brown. Some of them are all brown. You know, definitely fires come through every now and then, and that would hurt them probably. But it's probably, I don't know enough about forestation, like forestry and all that stuff. I've always assumed that you can't plant a forest, right? Which is probably, there's some truth in it, but a friend of mine, Sky, friend married to Alan, who's doing this video thing, coming up and doing video stuff here. She's a conservation biologist, for Christ's sakes. Anyway, she says, oh no, you can actually plant a forest. Or at least you can get it going, you know what I mean? So she's been involved where you plant almost whole ecosystems. Certain things you don't plant because they just naturally grow in, you know? So it is possible, and that was really nice to hear, you know, because my only experience with tree planting was planting over clear cuts in the Kootenays in BC, and that was just flipping horrendous, you know. Planting all the same trees, you know what I mean? It was really a pointless exercise, I'd say. But yeah, anyway, obviously this one didn't work. But I don't know enough about Thai forestry to know what the current, you know, all this stuff's a process, right? People desperately want to try and restore the land, and here they banned logging in the late 80s. I've mentioned that in other videos, which is quite amazing when you think about it. Think of Canada if they were to ban logging, you know. Anyway, but of course, you know, banning logging and regrowing forests is not the easiest thing in the world to do, you know. I mean, mind you, a lot of these forests we see here were probably completely denuded, you know, 20, 30, 40 years ago. So there's certainly some success going on, I guess. You know, you'd have to talk to an authority in the Thai conservation world. But anyway, that's my sense of it at any rate. Yeah. But, yeah, so this one didn't work out so well, it seems to me. But I mean, there's some growing, like these ones here, they're doing okay, right? The lower branches don't have needles, but that's not that unusual for pines, you know. But the crowns are pretty green, that's good. Well, some good stuff. You can see this quite a steep hill here, but they cut this is a trail road cut that they cut. You can see it's pretty flat. I'm sure they drove vehicles of some kind up here, you know. Speaking of planting trees, the Flight of the Gibbon bunch, along with their new conservation person, Kun Duck, this lovely, lovely woman. Anyway, I've mentioned to her that they have camera traps set up for animals, you know what I mean? Like they take photographs of animals in their natural habitat. I've told her that if she ever needs company, I'd love to come with her, you know. She was advised not to go alone. That's good advice. Even though I always go alone. You're right. Anyway. I know the risks. I'm willing to accept them, I guess. We'll see when the moment comes, maybe. But, yeah. Oh, there's that special rock. Jeez. I might even see... Actually, you know, if I check my GPS thing, I'm sure I can find a way up to that rock right from here. Oh yeah, that'd be great. It'd be great to do the last video shot from that rock. Wow, interesting. Look at this slope, eh? Wow, it's just completely open. How interesting. You know, I guess from the rock it looks forested because these trees are blocking the view of this. How interesting. Wow, you know. This might not be the best thing to do, but I can totally envision having horses here. Graze down the grass. Anyway, I won't be doing that. It's starting to spit rain a bit. Maybe because it's starting to rain, I'll just shut this off for now. I'll be back in a while. Oh yeah, I just gotta show some of this. Haven't got the mic on, hope it's okay. Yeah, this is so open, eh? Yeah, and there's kind of a trail-ish through here. Let's see, there's a bit of a trail there. It kind of comes and goes. But as is so common, it feels like there's a line going down the ridge, you know? And, amazing, gorgeous. It's hard to say. I mean, the trails interact all over the place, right? Because people come up here for all sorts of reasons. But I bet you could follow that trail, that ridge right down there. And I see little trails diverging off. It's hard to know what's what. It's actually so open that, you know, in denser bush, people walk along one line more. But I can imagine here people just walk wherever they feel like it because it is so open. Anyway, I'm gonna stop on this edge here for now. It's gonna rain. Well, it's coming already. And yeah, I'll head back. But I'll continue down here another day, and had this idea that I could maybe follow this trail down to where I was walking in my first walk. Down Ban Khun Tha was the second village in that certain area, and the other village I can't remember the name of, but it looks like you could it's like 2 or 3 kilometers as a crow flies, which on the ground is way more, of course. But I had this idea, oh, it'd be great to try and hook up with trails and find another walking way to walk through, you know, maybe next December if I do another walk. Anyway, check in later. Okay. Oof. Well, it's starting to rain. I thought I would... It's kind of... I'm trying to get a good picture here. Oh, that's better. It's starting to rain pretty heavily, so I thought I'd just tuck myself under this tree. Small tree, feels pretty protective, but yeah, I don't like to walk in the rain. Anyway, I might sit here for a little while and just see what happens with this. Anyway, yeah, I'll have my umbrella, no problem. Yeah, but one thing I was thinking about as walking is the whole idea of being lost, you know. I know it's a cliche, but to a degree, being lost is kind of a state of mind, right? So if you're lost, not sure where you are, doesn't really matter as long as, you know, well, what am I trying to say? Okay, first of all, around here, the ridges are so defined, and you know, I have maps and stuff. They're so defined, and the pattern of trails also feels fairly clear to me. I hate this holding by the hand thing. Anyway, yeah, so I find there's a certain kind of logic to where trails go and stuff, so I find it fairly easy to figure out what's what and who's where and all that. But that doesn't mean I couldn't get lost here, for sure, you know. But, you know, I think of like certain areas of Northern Ontario, which is just so flat and featureless and all that. That's where it can get tricky. But nonetheless, it still ends up being more of a frame of mind than anything. So, of course, the most important thing is to never panic, right? And one way of never panicking is make sure, you know, you have what you need. Like today, I'm not carrying extra food or anything, but I've got a lighter and I've got knives and I've got a first aid kit and I've got a little repair kit. You know, it'd be pretty easy to set up a shelter overnight and be fine, make a fire and all that. Probably have to make a shelter for the rain, but it wouldn't be too difficult to set up, I reckon. Anyway, yeah. So really, it's a mind game, and really, you never really lost. You're just where you are. So it ends up being trying not to panic. I have, not to say that that feeling's not come over me. It has a number of times. That panic that comes in, it's very, very dangerous, you know. Very dangerous to be in that and to be moving. Of course, the general advice that's given is that just stay where you are. If you're really lost, just stay where you are and people will find you. That's good advice. It's not always applicable, I don't think. Oh, it's getting kind of light now. There we go. Yeah, but anyway, but nonetheless, a lot of times, sometimes you just can't do that. People aren't going to find you anyway. But yeah, I think if that sort of panic ever sets in, the best thing is just to sit down until it goes past you. Doesn't mean you're going to know where you are, but the panic is the most dangerous part of it all. Yeah, anyway, my thoughts in the rain. And you can see it's already starting to lighten up, so maybe the rain won't last too long. Okay, bye. Oh yeah, there we go. There's the rock. I'm going to go up on it and do a video up top there. Okay, whoa, we're here. Actually, let's just do this. Let's get an exposure going. Hard to know what the best is. Dark is good because it shows up the sky. Okay, let's try that. Yeah, okay, well, there's a big wind here right now, so I'm covering the mic with my hand. Hopefully you can hear me okay. But yeah, I'm up on the rock. Oh, what a great day. Not a long day of hiking, but a great day of hiking. Oh, I'm going to darken it a bit. Sorry for the noise. There we go. I can't really see the screen because it's so bright, but you can get an idea of what it's like up here. A lot of the music videos I've done, the two last music videos I've done, I've used images from here. There's something about this rock that's, I don't know. Well, obviously it's a gorgeous place to sit and watch out. But it's a great place to contemplate, I guess. insane. Oh, it's really brightening up. The sun is out, yahoo! Can't see the screen, don't know what it looks like. Maybe I'll switch it. Yeah, so I put my hand here. Actually, what if we put this? Oh shoot, it's caught. No, never mind. Yeah, let's get that off. Oh. I know where that trail might go. I mean, it's really endless. I'm sure I could spend the next 20 years here and just spend time walking the trails and never be bored. Oh, I'll never be bored out in the woods or nature anyway, right? I guess I don't have a lot to say. Could do the cherish every moment thing. I'm sure everyone's got that figured out already. And that's not so easy to do. You know what's interesting actually? I was talking earlier about the trail that I couldn't see. But now that I've walked it, maybe it's the time of year or something, but now that I walk it, it's as clear as day to me. Isn't that funny, eh? That's something about perception, maybe. You know, here, and you get up here and you kind of go, wow, well, there's no one here. Then all of a sudden you'll hear someone like banging on a piece of bamboo down the valley. Like, well, where'd they come from? Anyway, but maybe this whole thing with the perception, I've looked down on this valley a million times and there's this dark line. Maybe, like I said, maybe it's the time of year, but maybe I assumed there was nothing, and so it was just a shift in vegetation. I didn't think there was a road there, so I assumed there wasn't. There's something in that. Or perceptions, maybe. Oh, I'm on the edge of something really deep. You better stick around. Jesus, how am I going to find that? Perceptions. Well, it'd be easy enough to tie that into our perceptions of our place on the planet, on the land, and all that. You know, always when I refer to that, I'm talking about modern humans and stuff, right? Industrial. We perceive it a certain way, and that becomes real for us, I guess. But it's not necessarily real. There might be a trail you don't know about. Yeah, anyway. Place is down there. It's quite a ways actually. A ways, not that far, maybe 8 kilometers away, but here that's a long way. Yeah, maybe some thoughts of genius will come to me later or another day. I have to think about the perception thing. I've already spit it out about the human rights thing. If you didn't see that one, my last video was saying, oh, look, there's something on me. How did this come to me? What are you doing here? Okay, flip it. Look. Oh, that might be a leech, actually. Can you see it? Where are we? Oh, yeah, right there. Oh, it's a leech. That's funny, you know? Look, it's coming up to get me. The little bugger. Okay, I'm just going to toss this. Oh, get off me, fucker. Jesus. Okay, hang on. sticking in. Flick off. Okay. Leeches. How many people hear leeches and think of the African Queen? I do. That's all I think about. Leeches! You know, because where I come from, leeches were pretty much just in like stagnant water, right? And who would go swimming in stagnant water? Occasionally we get them. But here there's leeches come off the forest and everything. Like there's certain areas where people wear special socks, you know, if they crawl up your legs and stuff. But here they're pretty rare. Like I got that leech on me somehow. But up here, maybe I've had 3 on me. And none of them have kind of clamped on. So I guess it's not so much common up here. But I know further down south, and when I was in Khao Yai National Park, all the guides had those leech socks on. And I don't know, probably worse than the rainy season, but maybe not. Okay, anyway, enough of that. That was exciting. Leeches, wildlife, woo! Okay, ciao for now. Okay. Well, that sure was a nice afternoon of wandering and exploring a bit here and there. Smelling the pine trees. Oh, so good. Oops, the wind. Yeah, got a bit of rain there. Didn't last too long. And found the rock on another trail. Going back, I've walked along another trail I hadn't seen before, or I'd seen it but not walked it, and kind of joined up with the first trail, and yeah, so beautiful. Now I'm back at the Qufin viewpoint. I always tell, when I meet people in the village down there, and they have a car, or they seem like on the motorbike, they'd be able to handle the road, which is very steep. I always say, you gotta go up to Qufin just for the views, So there's the views back into Lampang. Can you see okay? Oh, what's it like? Okay. And let's just switch it. You can see. Yeah. And those are the views into Chiang Mai province. And Mekong Pong village is down that one of those valleys. Yeah. Pretty high. I think it's around 1,500 meters. There are higher places, but it's not a contest. Yeah, it's not a contest. Oh, let's change the exposure. I'm learning how to do exposure on this thing. Oh, I think I am anyway. Yeah, I'm making it a bit dark so you can see the background. Yeah, it's not a contest. Okay, maybe this is the real end. I'll just finish on a bit of wind sound and a view off into Chiang Mai. Clouds are really beautiful today. Hope everyone's doing okay out there. Remember to keep your eyes on the Arctic ice, but at the same time, know where you are. It's a beautiful day.